Hello, guys, or as they say in Korea, 안녕하십니까? This is Grant James. I used to live in Korea, so there you go. This is an article that I wrote back in 2019 in March, and I'm not sure if you're watching this either through YouTube or through our leadppc.com website, but either way, welcome, welcome. I'm going to be diving into some kind of experiences, tips, feedback, maybe some ideas in regard to franchise development. In the article here on our website, I get into a little bit of my background. I was the head of like chief marketing officer for Franchisor. In the article, I don't mention what it is, but it's actually human healthy vending. Did that for quite a while, and then ended up starting my own ad agency. And in the article, I kind of talk about things that we learned that worked, especially as it relates to franchise development, lead generation, and some of the things that we saw were that industry keywords worked really well. So obviously, someone who was typing in like vending machine franchise, perfect type of a candidate. At the time, what I didn't know is that people also will type in things like vending machine business plan, vending machine vending machine business opportunities. So it's not always just the word franchise. There's a handful of other like little similar words that people will type in. But what we saw is that going after keywords that are really generic, like franchise opportunities, for instance, for us never really yielded anything. And I will say that now that I've been doing this for 13 years with my ad agency, um, it's something we see across the board. You kind of want to steer clear of those generic terms. Those are great if you are a franchise portal and your sole purpose is to get people who are interested in any type of franchise and resell those leads as many times as you can to turn a profit on those leads, then that works. But from a franchisor's perspective, you really want people who are searching for very targeted terms. Obviously, branded terms, so like the name of your franchise plus the word franchise is a good way to go, but not always necessary. If there are other people advertising on your terms, your branded terms, then you may want to do it. Otherwise, I would just save the money and just show up organically, number one, rather than having ads on top of it that you have to pay for. Um, Other things that tend to work are competitor terms is one of the things I talk about in here. So we had for human healthy vending, we had a handful of other groups like fresh healthy vending, healthier for you, like all sorts of other vending machine business opportunities and franchises. And when people typed in those keywords plus the word franchise, then those really converted very well for us because a lot of times people are very far down that kind of discovery life cycle and they're very ready and they're just trying to decide who they want to go with. And so that's a really good place to insert yourself. Just make sure not to use the name of the competitor anywhere in the ad, but you can advertise on the term. The next thing I bring up in the article is what is franchise development? If you're on this article, you probably are a franchise development representative, you're in sales, something like that. But the bigger question is not like what it is, but how to be successful at it. And one of the points that I kind of make in here is that a lot of times it's franchise sales reps who are pushing for more leads. And a lot of times that's because you don't have very good, high quality leads. And so, one thing that you may want to consider is trying to have high quality lead sources because that way, when your cost per lead and your cost per sale are both good, then people in management are more likely to look at those numbers and be like, hey, let's just go drive more leads. And that's kind of what you want rather than trying to push from like your side up the chain. Um, the importance of franchise leads, if you don't have them, most cases you're really going to kind of struggle to sell deals. Acquiring new franchises isn't cheap. I know a couple of years ago it was around $22,000 a sale. I don't have what it is for 2023. But I do know that in the last year and a half, a lot of groups, franchise broker networks are charging up to $40,000 if you have less than 5 units. So if you're a brand new franchisor without references, without an item 19, then a lot of times they'll pass that cost on to you because it's much more difficult to sell those types, and it makes it so that their book of business isn't just a bunch of new franchisors. They'd rather have older ones that their brokers are having more success with selling. Landing pages are important. I do mention a couple of franchise development companies, Braintree, Pinnacle. Um, there's a handful of those types of groups that are out there, Rhino 7. If you need help, you can always reach out to us here on this part right here, either clicking on here or contact us. It takes you to the same place, and here you can fill out first name, last name, email, phone number, business name, kind of business you are, request an appointment, and then right there through Calendly, you can just book an appointment probably with me. Hope you enjoyed this article. Thanks again for visiting our website or YouTube channel, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.